Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. Thank you for joining me today. So we're doing things a little bit differently. I'm just going to see how it goes over the next few months. This is going to be my style of shop my stash. So everything I pulled for last rotation is in this basket here. I've written down everything, so I'm keeping track better than I did the previous 2 years with the project pan that I did. So we're doing project pan 10 uses, so we're just going to discuss how many times I used everything and if I did actually use them 10 times. So shall we go through it as I put it on my face? That's probably going to be the better option. Take palettes out. I'll talk about palettes at the end because that's how I do it normally. Right, so primers then. So I pulled the Dior one. Whoops. So I pulled the Dior one in. So that one just looks like that. I'm hoping you're getting to see it clearly. So this one is 001 Universal. It's face and body. I do really like this. I know that I really like it, but I didn't use it 10 times. But then again, I don't want to use it 10 times because I don't want to use it up really quickly. So the Dior one I only used twice, but I had the e.l.f. Poreless. I had the e.l.f. Poreless putty primer, this one here that I'm trying to use up. This was in last year's project pan. Obviously I'm not going to show it to you because I need to do a project pan finale. That project ends at the end of January, so we used that one 7 times. So I used that one 7 times, and then let me just get it. There's this little mini that Naomi sent to me and I've used that up. So I used that 4 times. So there was four times of use left in it. I scraped everything out of it I could, but there's nothing left in that now. Right, so that's the primer. So foundations, I used all different ones, so let me get the others. So we used 4 different ones. So let's talk about what I'm wearing today. So I'm using the Collection Lasting Perfection 16-hour weightless foundation. So it says that it's a flawless weightless foundation, lasts for up to 16 hours and minimises imperfections. It's just really nice. It feels more like a skin tint and gives you a lot more coverage. Yeah, I'm really happy with that, but that's obviously going back. So we've got the L'Oreal one next. The L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour fresh wear. So that looks like that. And I used that 4 times. So I used all these foundations more than 10 times together. So I used that 4 times. Then we've got the Wet n Wild. So I'm just trying to use this up in my project pan from last year as well. There's not that much to go, to be honest. It's down here. There's barely anything to go. I don't know if you're seeing this. I don't really know what you're seeing because this is natural daylight. It feels really weird not to be putting my light on. I'm trying, guys, to film earlier until I can afford financially to get a better lighting system. So yeah, I mean I've spoke about that to death, so I don't really want to be discussing it. I do really appreciate all your feedback, so it has made me decide that I will be buying some more lighting when I can afford to buy it. Until then we'll have to make use of as much natural daylight as possible, and if not I'll just have to try as best as I can, which I'm already doing anyway. Next up was the Technique one. This is another one that I'm wanting to finish up. So this one is the Luminous Glow foundation. It's demi matte, really nice as well. And I used that just once. So in total, with all those foundations, there was what? L'Oreal 4 times, Wet n Wild 4 times, so that's 8. Collection twice, 10. 11 times in total for the foundations. So now we're moving over to powders. So we've got this Revolution one. I used this a lot under the eyes and it worked really well. It's the Bacon Block Banana powder. So it just looks like that. and I used that 10 times. Then I have this collection one. So while I put that one under my eyes, I put this one in my T-zone, and this one is in Project Pan from last year as well. So I used the collection one only twice. I really don't like it, but twice is better than nothing, isn't it? So that's that. Right, so bronzer, guys. So let's talk about cream bronzer. So cream bronzer, I pulled in the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in Tan Lines. And that's what mine looks like. You can see it's being heavily used. Absolutely love it. But I didn't use it this go around. I'm not keeping it in just purely because I've got the Chanel bronzer that I want to make progress on by the end of the month. And I've been using this constantly over the last 2 weeks. Don't want to show you the progress of it though, because it's going to be in my Project Pan finale, so you'll be able to see it then. So those were the 2 cream bronzers. Powder bronzers, so the Chanel bronzer then would have been used 10 times. Yeah, it was. And then powder bronzers are kind of mixed. So one day I would use the Hourglass palette and one day I would use the Revlon one. So the Hourglass palette just looks like that. It's the Ambient Lighting Edit, the Universe one that came out in 2021, I believe. Yeah, it would have come out at the end of 2021. So, and I've not used it that much, so I used this bronzer here. And that bronzer is called Glistening Bronze Light. So I used that. So I used the Hourglass bronzer 6 times. And then I used the Revlon one. So this one is in the shade 002 Cannes Tan. I'll open it up just so you can see it. So I use this one. So I use this one 5 times. Then we'll go on to blushers. So let's talk about the P. Louise, the cheek of it. This is the one that Michaela has kind of sent viral. I think it's even been out of stock on the P. Louise website, and it's in the shade Legally Pink. So let's have a look at that. I don't think I've written this one down, but I know I used it at least on 2 separate occasions. No, it's not here in blushers. Right, so we'll say I used this twice because I used it with the Hourglass palette. I used it with this shade here. So I know I used it at least twice. And that one is the Strobe Blush in Vibrant Heat. Moving on to the blushes that I use. So we've got the e.l.f. Putty Blush in the shade Bahamas. Guys, I don't know how I feel about this. It's not stiff anymore, but I think I would prefer the luminescent ones that they do. I think I'll be getting rid of this and getting one of those luminescent ones. So I use that. So how many times? 4 times. So I've used this Revolution Pro Luster Blusher in Peach. I think I used this slightly more. Yeah, I used that 5 times, so I just used it one more time. So that's that. And then highlighters. So we've only got 2 here. So 2 highlighters. Where are you? So the CoverGirl one. So this was new in my collection. I'm so glad that I pulled another one apart from this, because I mean, I do like it. You can see that it's definitely had some use, but not as much as I thought I'd like it. So the highlighter, I used that 3 times, CoverGirl. But I think that the mistake I made is bringing this one in, because it definitely is my kind of ride or die. So it's the Benefit Cookie, and you can see I've hit pan there. And I used it pretty much every time I did my makeup. So I used that one 6 times. I'm sure I used it more because according to these notes I've done makeup 11 times, and with the CoverGirl one that would only bring it up to 9 times, but I did use the Hourglass one once just to see if I liked it. It's got a highlighter in the palette, which is that one there. Not really a fan of that, guys. It's not beaming enough for me. But that one is Strobe Powder, Supernatural Strobe Light. So I used that once. And then are we going to palettes? I think we are. No, lipsticks. I normally put lipsticks on last, but we'll do the lipsticks first. So the Charlotte Tilbury one, the one I'm wearing now, is the one I got the most use out of, which stands to reason really with the palettes that I pulled. So it just looks like that. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? So that one is Tell Laura. I used that one 10 times. So there's that. And then we've got Velvet Underground, which is this one here. Another Charlotte Tilbury one. So that one is that one there. And then I did a live last Saturday. I'm going to be doing another live this Saturday, and I think I'm going to do them every 2 weeks when I basically shop my stash. So normally, like, I do my shop my stashes. It depends when I've used the products 10 times, but every Thursday or Friday it will be up on the channel, and then I'll do a live on that Saturday. So if you can join me on Saturday, I would really appreciate it. It's going to go up at 1 PM UK time. Basically, I used this in that live. So this is Stila Patina. Really did like that. Went nice with the palette. And then I used that once. I've not used it since, I don't think. And then the Pure lipstick that I've got, I used twice. So I pretty much used lipstick for 2 weeks straight. I probably forgot to write some of the other things down because it's not tallying up. Like some things it's saying I've only used 11 times, but that can't be if I've used makeup for pretty much 14 days. But anyway, they're my numbers for the last rotation. I'm going to keep more of a track of it this coming rotation, just to hold myself more accountable of what I've been using. Well, I forgot to show you the eyeshadow palettes. Well, I know that you know what we pulled, but we used Sigma Rosy, and I'm going to tell you the eyeshadows. Definitely used it more than 10 times. I think it worked out around 15 times, but it wasn't like each eyeshadow I wanted to use 10 times. It was just an overall 10 times. That's what the project is. So it's really pretty, and I used this for the first time when I did that live, and I was pleasantly surprised how much I did actually like it. So that's what it looks like. So this shade here, Demure, I use this a lot just as a base shade. So that one got used 8 times. So, you know, so that one alone has pretty much made up for the 10 times. And then Primrose, which is this one, I used that once. Jasper, which is this one down here, I used that twice. Fantasy, which is this one here, I used Fantasy, which is that one there, I used twice. Regal, which is that one there, I used that once. Morganite, which is that one there, I used that once. And Poppy, which is that one there, I used that once. I forgot to put New Mod down. I know for a fact I used that as well, so I used that one once. So basically we've got what, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I used it an overall of 18 times. And obviously, you know, that was over like four days, I think, or maybe even 5 days. But yeah, that's what that one looks like. And then we had the beautiful Pat McGrath Labs Utopian Dream palette. Obsessed, guys. Yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm glad that my mum got me this for Christmas. I can show you. I used it probably more than 10 times as well, just purely because I used 2 of the mattes. I think you only get 3 mattes in the palette. I used 2 of them every time I use the palette basically. So that's what that looks like, and you can see just how much use it's had. So I go in with that shade there for the crease, and then that one to deepen it out and for the lash line, and then just use whatever shade that I want in the palette. I've been using these shimmers, I've been using these special shades here a lot, and I mean a lot. So we'll talk more about this palette when I do the palette ranking in February, and obviously more about the rosy one, what my thoughts are. I don't know how many photographs I've got of the rosy one, but but if you want to go and see a look that I did with it, it's not the clearest. My live's up. That is the only look that I've filmed with it. This Shop My Stash now isn't going to be long because we've talked about all the products. So I'm just going to take you over to my collection and we'll start picking out the products. Right, so okay, so I forgot to show you these as well. I've not counted these just because I used them daily. So we've got this. So we've got this Essence Glow Glow Go. I'll put that back. We've got this Maybelline Makeup Eraser. I use this. It's in my project pan. It's nearly all gone as well. So, and that one as well. That one's nearly all gone. So they were in last time's project pan last year. So what we need to do is pick out a concealer. I've not got that many, guys. I mean, it looks a lot, but it really isn't. I've not used this one in ages. Let's pull this one out. So this is Makeup Gallery's Hide and Shake Super Size Liquid Concealer, medium coverage, and it contains vitamin A. I think they're trying to dupe the Makeup Revolution one. Makes a change, right? Normally it's Makeup Revolution trying to dupe things. Right, so for foundations, I want to put a skin tint, I think. Let's put this Jaclyn Hill one back in the box. I want to pull a skin tint. I think I want to pull this one that Naomi sent to me. So it's the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk with coconut milk and aloe extract. It's in 510 porcelain. So we'll pull that. And I did want to use this one last week. It's incredibly dark, so I would need to mix it. What I wanted to do is pull this. You can see it's far too dark for me. It's in the shade Fairlight T2C. So it's this Uma Say What Weightless Soft Matte Foundation. And I thought I could try and use it with this. The Body Collection Illuminating Liquid Foundation. It's in the shade Porcelain, so they might go nicely together. So it seems like a lot of foundation, but I'm using these two in conjunction with one another. And then I just wanted a skin tint as well, and I've not used that much, so I want to get some more use out of that. Then powders. So what can I use for powders? Can you see? I'm going to just bring you in a bit closer. So these are my powders here. So I do feel, because I put the Hourglass one back, I want to bring this one back out. It wasn't that long ago since I had it. So it could be that, or this is a finishing powder too. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this one. So this is my e.l.f. Sheer Tint finishing powder. And that's what it looks like. You can see I've hit major pan. I think I'll use that one instead, because it's not been that long since I used the Glowish. And I think I'll also, I don't know whether I want this Huda one. Fenty, sorry, not Huda. No, what I'm going to do instead of the e.l.f., put the e.l.f. back. I want to get an overall opinion on this one Naomi sent to me, the Hourglass one. So I'm going to pull that. And for compact, for under the eyes, I want to try this one. This is another banana powder. It's Makeup Gallery Smoothly Does It. And it's in translucent one, so it's not banana. I don't want to use it. I thought it was a banana powder. Right, so we'll pull this under the eyes then. It's that peachy shade, and it's the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Powder, so it just looks like that. And again, we've hit pan on that, get more use out of that. Primers, so let's just take these out. I don't really have that many primers. The powders are going over into primers. feel like I want to get more of an opinion on this one by Shades by Shan, the hydrating primer. Naomi also sent me that, and I've still got the poreless one, so I don't need any more out of there. Illuminators. Right, so what are we using in here? Part of me wants to use this for underneath my foundation. I've used it before and it looked really, really nice. I've used quite a bit of it, it's just there. So let's use that, and I think that's it for base straw. So let's move over to the rest of my collection now. So it's just literally all this for the base. It looks gloomy, this lighting. Let me know, guys, what you think of it. I've got no light on, with literally natural daylight. If you prefer this lighting, then I'm just going to film it like this all the time. I was speaking to someone and they said that they preferred it this way. So yeah, just let me know if you prefer this lighting. So I think I'll be using this as my new palette. It's so beautiful. Lisa bought it me for Christmas. I mean, look at it. Look how pretty that is. See, even the eyeshadows are looking dark. I think it might just be a case of me using that light. So yeah, we're going to pull that, and then we'll pull an older palette. Right, so for my older palette, guys, I want to use this one. It's not... I thought it'd been like quite a long time since I used it, but I was speaking to Naomi last night and she seemed to think that I used it about 1.5 years ago. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure I want to keep it around the collection. So I want to use that 10 times. So that's my eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using 10 times. Now it's just blushes and highlighters and bronzers. So let's go down. So now it's just blushes, highlighters and bronzers. But I think I wanted to pull blush palettes. So I know there was some cream ones that I wanted to use. So let's go into creams first. So creams are here. So there's this one that came into the collection at Christmas time. Let's zoom you in. Came into the collection at Christmas time. This one is in strawberry cream. I had 2 of them, so I bought one. So I've had it a while, and then I've got this one as well. I'm sending my friend one. So this is my older one, and I've sent her the newer one, or I will be sending her the newer one. And then this one I don't think I've used, Darling Peach. That looks like more of that kind of bronzer type shade. So I'll pull both of them. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use both of them, but I'm not pulling any powders, just purely because there's some palettes that I want to use. So we'll go into that in a second. I really don't know with highlighters. These ones over here are more the ones that I've used quite a bit of recently. And these ones over here are ones that I want to get more use out of. Since it's coming up Valentine's Day, we may as well use this Too Faced one, Blinded. Yeah, Too Faced Love Light Blinded by the Light. So I'll pull that one. And I'll also pull this Jaclyn Hill, which is fairly new to the collection. So it's fairly new to the collection, and I just want to get more of an opinion on it. So those are the 2 highlighters. And then bronzers, I already know which one I want. I want to give this Flower Beauty one a little bit more love, just because I've not used it that much. This one is in the shade Heatwave. So yeah, we'll be using that. And now we're going to go into the blushes that I want to use. Okay, so basically they're Ian face palettes. So we've got my YSL one. I'm only pulling them though for the blushes. So there's this baby pink blush here. So I'll be pulling that one, and then I've got a Dior one. And again, it's the same for this. I only want to pull it for the blush, because if I don't like them, I'm going to declutter them. I've had them quite a few years at this point. I did get them as presents, but I mean, it's silly, they're taking up room. I think that's everything apart from lipsticks. Right, so we're going to pull from drugstore this time. I mean, my drawer's getting way out of control. I've had to... This one down here is also for nudes now. So we've got like nude lipsticks up here, and then darker shades as you go down, because it's overflowing. So let's pull it out and you can see a little bit clearer. That's better. Probably going to have to zoom you in a bit. Right, let's see what I want to use. So we've got a neutral palette. I definitely need a red. And we've got kind of a smoky palette. So let's see what we've got in here. I don't know if I want to keep this one around. It's pretty. Let's pull that and see if I want to keep it. It's in 03 Rosewood Mauve. It's from Primark. I don't want to pull too much. I don't want to make the mistake of pulling too much. And maybe this Rimmel one. I don't know if it's expired or not. This one is in the shade Naughty Nude. So those lipsticks would also go with the Glaminatrix palette. So 2 nudes is enough. And then I want to go into the darker shades. So what have we got here? I don't want any of them, I don't think. My reds are on the bottom. Look at them, they're a hot mess. So I still don't really know how I feel about this formula. It's long lasting, but to me they always feel sticky. I'm going to pull this one because it's the brighter one of the two, and it's in the shade 25 Heroin. Show you what it looks like. So that's it on the doe foot there. It's definitely my type of red, isn't it? So I think I'm just going to pull that. Let's pull one in case I don't like that one. One I've not used in a while. This one. Not used this one in a while, and it's recently, I got it for like International Lipstick Day, not so long ago. That's what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? And that's definitely it. So I'm gonna put everything away and then we'll do the overview. Right, so let me show you palettes again. So that's the Glaminatrix Nearly Natural. I want to, like, now I'm sat near the window, I want to see if you can see the eyeshadows, because they're really, really sparkly. Yeah, you can see them when I bring it up close to the camera like that. So I want to get some use out of that. Was a Christmas gift, so that can go up there. Then again, this is going to be my Project Pan 10 uses. I've got a feeling I'll be decluttering it. So that looks like that. So where am I going to put this? Will it fit there? Yeah. Right, so now we're just going to pop everything away into the drawers. Okay, let's get the drawer out. So the only thing I've left in is this Dior highlighter, just in case the highlighters don't work out for me. But I know I like this one, and I wanted to pull it with it being Valentine's Day. It's really, really pretty. Let's see if I can do a swatch. Did swatched on my highlighters yesterday, it didn't really work out. See, you can't see it. I mean, you can see it a little bit, but you ignore this. You can't really see it because it's so like my skin colour. So concealers, that's going in a separate drawer. Right, so blushes. I normally put blushes in here, so they're the two blushes that we're going to be working on. Then we've got the Jaclyn Hill highlighter in the shade Extra. We've also got this palette here, which I've already showed you. So I'm looking forward to using this blush here. So this palette is called Dior Glow Designer is Dior Blush. No, it's just called Dior Glow Designer. I don't know if you're seeing that. And then I want to use the YSL one for the baby pink, so I can mix, so it's just that one there, so I can mix that blush with that. I can go there. Then we've got a cream highlighter as well, so I'm going to put that in there. Right, so we've got my hydrating primer, that can go there. And normally, yeah, I'll just leave it there. Normally I'd put it somewhere else. Powders, they normally go on top. I'm going to put powders in here. Still haven't used this as well, so it's staying in from last rotation. It's my P. Louise pigment, Let Your Heart Shine, and it's in the shade Twilight Twinkle. So we might be able to get around to using that this time. Foundations. I'm gonna take the powders out actually. These ones, the heavier bottles, can stand up. But I want, if there's room actually, I'll put that up at the top. We're all over the place, aren't we, in this video? Because I'm doing it differently. Okay, let me just prop you up and see how this is gonna go. Take the mascaras out. So I've got my primers there. Yeah, that's all my foundations. Mascaras. Are you seeing this? I think so. Lipstick. So we've only got 3 lipsticks this time. So we've got the red and the 2 nudes. Bronzer. Oh, and concealer. So put the concealer away. And bronzer, where am I going to put that? I think it's going to have to go like that. So it looks a bit more fuller than last time. I think what I'm going to do is put this Dior, I'll put that back in my highlighter drawer, and we'll just focus on what I've actually pulled. So the blushes, I'm going to go for at least 5 times each. I'm hoping that I can use both these cream blushes underneath them. So we're going to see how we get on with that. These are going to be like, I think I've used this one once before, but that's definitely a first impressions. So like I said earlier guys, I'm doing a Get Ready With Me live on Saturday. I hope you'll be able to join me. It's going to be at 1 PM UK Standard Time. So if you can join me, I'll see you over there on Saturday, and we'll have a chatty Get Ready With Me again. So this concludes the video. Actually, I need to do the overview. Right, so let's start off over here. So we've got the Project Pan 10 Uses palette. We've got my Too Faced chocolate bar that I need to do the finale on. And then we've got a couple of face palettes at the back there. Then we've got the palette Lisa bought for me, the Glaminatrix one that I want to focus on. I'll probably use that first. We've got my older project pan from last year, which is coming to an end soon, so that'll be empty. Lipsticks, mascaras, foundations at the back there, brushes. You know, it's pretty much a hodgepodge of things when you get to the top. And then in here we just got like everyday essentials, concealers, like eye primers. I don't much care for this one, and like brow products that I've not really used in a long time, and that's because I'm using this one on the daily, guys. I need to tint my brows again because I only put this in it. It's just the Hold You Down P. Louise eyebrow gel. And then we've got bronzer. See, it looks washed out to me, this. That just looks washed out. So we've got the bronzer, the highlighter, blushers. Just let me know, guys, if you prefer me to do it this way or you prefer a bit of additional lighting. And for next rotation I'll do it. But I'm getting the feeling it looks washed out. I guess I'll find out in editing. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.